Hello, it is Monday and it is a new weekly reading vlog. So, I'm coming to you very early. It's like before work. I actually went for a run this morning. It's the first time I've been for a run since August, and I'm hurting a little bit. Yeah, I'm in a little bit of pain, but I'm hoping to get back into the routine, and once I'm back in the routine I won't be as bad. But I thought I would just give you a really quick update with my weekend updates. So on Saturday, so in last week's vlog, I did say that I was going to read that day's pages of Magnus Chase, and then I wasn't going to read anything else. So I took full advantage of the fact that Dean was just like falling asleep because he was so tired. So I started reading Hunting Prince Dracula. The book is downstairs in a dust jacket sleeve, but I've got the actual dust jacket here. So yeah, I started reading this and I got like 100 pages read Saturday, and then I got another like 100 and something pages read yesterday. I'm really enjoying it. I can't believe it's taken me this long to get back into it. I read Stalking Jack the Ripper in January 2020. And I'm only just now getting to book 2, and I don't know why I've waited this long because I've got straight back into it, and I'm really enjoying it. And I love Audrey Rose, and as much as I love Thomas, he is annoying me a little bit in this one, but I'm hoping that will stop soon. And then I did finish Magnus Chase and the Hammer of Thor yesterday. Also, if I've got like a bit of a lisp, it's because yesterday I had a hot drink and I burnt my tongue on it, so it's really hurting. And it doesn't help that my throat glands have swollen up once again, and it's hurting to talk and to swallow and to just do anything. So if I'm talking weird, that's why. Hopefully it won't be like it the entire week, but who knows. But yeah, I did finish this yesterday. I feel like the ending didn't hit me that much because I had accidentally read the first line of the blurb of the third book thinking it was the second book, so I knew what happened at the end of the second book. I just didn't know how it was going to happen. But I really love Alex in this. I think Alex is probably my favourite character. They're just amazing. But and Hearthstone remains one of my favourite characters as well. Also at the end of this one, very slight spoiler, but Magnus is talking to Annabeth, who is obviously from the Percy Jackson books, and she says, oh, I think it's time you met Percy. So hopefully Percy is going to be in book 3 of this, which I'm going to find out very soon because I'm starting Ship of the Dead today, which is book 3. So we're on to the last book of Magnus Chase. This is also my book for Norway on Eurovisionathon, because obviously it is Norse mythology, so Scandinavia. And then I'm starting Magnus Chase and the Ship of the Dead today. I'm very excited to start this. I am going to be finishing it sooner than my mum and my sister do, because we're scheduled to finish it on Sunday. I think we're scheduled to finish it on Sunday, but Eurovisionathon finishes on Saturday, so I am going to make a point of reading ahead on either Friday or Saturday, depending on what day I have more time, and finishing it then. So that will be that one done. But I'm really hoping to finish, see, I want to finish Hunting Prince Dracula today, but obviously I've got to read my pages for this, which shouldn't take too long. But then I've also I've got like an online event tonight. So Holly Bourne and Becky Albertalli, who are 2 of my favourite contemporary authors, are doing an online event, because obviously Holly Bourne's new book, The Yearbook, has just come out, and Becky Albertalli's Kate in Waiting has just come out. So yeah, I am going to be watching that. That starts at 8, so hopefully I can get a bit of Hunting Prince Dracula read before that. And then I think Jade is doing some Patreon sprints which start at 8, so I'll just join a bit late once the event is over. I think the event's only going to be an hour, but we'll see. But I'm going to stop talking now because it's getting harder to talk because it really hurts. It looks like it's going to be a throat spray day today again. But yeah, I had a really productive day, even though I didn't read much yesterday. Oh, actually, no, that's a lie. I did. I read like 100 pages of this and 100 pages of this. I just wanted to read more yesterday. But like, I did edit 3 videos. So, you know, I did still have a productive day. But yeah, so I will check in with you later. Probably won't be till after the event now. But yeah, I'm gonna go and make some breakfast because I'm so hungry. Okay, I don't know if you're going to be able to hear me, so if you can't, I apologise, but there will be captions available for this video just in case. I've not had a great day at all, but I read today's pages of the 3rd Magnus Chase book. Percy's in this, literally for less than a chapter. But Percy is in this, and I continue to love Jack, who is a sword. He cracks me up. And then this is Hunting Prince Dracula. Literally read 33 pages of it on a sprint, and I'm just too out of it to focus. As you will have seen, I did finally start watching Shadow and Bone. My mum finished reading the first book, so we are gonna watch the show, and we watched the first 2 episodes, and can I just say the casting is impeccable, amazing. And then I also watched the Holly Bourne and Becky Abertally event chaired by Simon James Green, which was so funny. I definitely needed that like little boost in my mood, and I'm just in so much pain, it hurts so much. So like my like throat glands are just like so swollen, and then here, there, I've burnt my tongue, and it's hurting more than it usually does when you burn your tongue on a hot drink. So you're not having a great time. Usually when my glands swell up, it's only for a day or 2, so hopefully middle of the week I'll be fine, but we'll see. But I'm gonna have to cut out like 5 yawns, and it's hurting so much to yawn that my eyes are watering, and now my ear's hurting. Oh my god, this is gonna be a full-on infection, isn't it? I'm gonna go. There may not be any update for you tomorrow because I might not be able to talk. I'm supposed to lead a call in work tomorrow. I think I'm gonna have to message my colleague in the morning and be like, can you please do it? Because I don't think I'm gonna be able to. Genuinely in so much pain. I'm gonna stop complaining and I'm gonna go to bed. I'll catch up with you another day. Hello, it is Tuesday. My throat is completely swollen. I had to ask my colleague to lead a call this morning that I was supposed to lead because I can't talk. I don't have any updates right now. I'm on my lunch break and I'm about to read today's pages of Magnus Chase, but I have just made myself a hot toddy. For those of you who might not know, a hot toddy is literally just some hot water with honey, lemon juice and whiskey in it. I put less whiskey in it than I usually do, purely because it's 1 p.m. and I am going to be working this afternoon and it makes me sleepy if I put too much in. But I put extra honey. So I'm hoping that helps because I don't want to be in pain. Like, I couldn't even eat all of my lunch because it was hurting so much. It's not a good time. So, yeah, I am going to go and read Magnus Chase. Hello, it is Wednesday. As you can tell, not much better. I'm like dosing myself up. But I did just finish Hunting Prince Dracula. This book was amazing. So I have seen quite a few people saying that they were really disappointed in this after Stalking Jack the Ripper, and I'm not really sure why, because I thought this was better. So I'm not sure if it's just me being oblivious, but I didn't think it was very obvious, like the whodunit aspect. Sorry, still finding it really hard to talk, so I'm gonna have to keep taking breaks. Yeah, I didn't find it obvious at all. Like, I didn't even see it coming whatsoever. But aside from that, the romance side of it, which is very like a tiny part of it, was just so lovely. And I love Audrey Rose and Thomas. I think they are absolutely incredible together, both romantically and not romantically. I just think they make a really good team and I really love them. And I thought this would be a 4-star, but it turns out it was a 5-star. It literally just hit the number you need on Corpal to get a 5-star, so it's only just a 5-star. But this was my book for Romania, and Romania is not making it to the final of this year's Eurovision, so it's a bit pointless now, but it's fine. But now I'm like, what do I read next? I haven't read any more of Magnus Chase today, but obviously I will be reading that this evening, like today's pages. But obviously for Eurovision, we are guaranteed that France, UK, Germany, Spain and Italy go through to the final. They're not in the semi-finals. I've already read a book for France and UK, and I'm not really feeling my Germany book at the moment. So I am torn because I have Witches of Barcelona for Spain, Kingdom of the Wicked for Italy, and then the other 2 I've read. But then I'm also, Russia went through last night from the semi-finals. So do I read Rule of Wolves? I'm thinking I might put a little bit of a poll on Twitter for these 2 and Witches of Barcelona, because I'm going to be starting this tonight, because Gavin is doing no longer snuggly support sprints, they're going to be spring support sprints because it's not too cold anymore. So yeah, also, how cute is my top? I have one that's like, instead of yellow stripes, it's like brown and it's got Evie there instead. I'm obsessed. But yeah, so I don't know what book to read next, but I'm like on my lunch break at work and I go back in like 10 minutes. So I thought I would just give a quick update so that I haven't got to do everything tonight because I'm in pain. What's really frustrating is that I feel fine. I'm not ill. I don't have a runny nose or like a blocked nose or anything. I don't have a cough. I don't have like my sinuses, they're fine. It is just my glands and my tonsils are swollen. And like, I'm struggling. I didn't eat properly yesterday because I was getting like halfway through my meals and couldn't eat anymore because it was hurting so much to swallow the food. I'm really hating how I'm talking right now so much, but I literally can't talk normally because I'm in so much pain and it's really frustrating. But anyway, I'm babbling. I'm gonna go. Oh, also the Evie top isn't brown, it's orange. I'm looking at it and I'm like, that's not brown, that is orange. Because I haven't put it away yet, because who puts their washing away when it's first done? But yeah, I'm going to do a poll to decide what I'm going to read next, because Russia we know is going through to the final and Italy and Spain we know is going through to the final. I might add the Germany book as well. No, I'm not going to. Low-key hoping this wins, just because I want to... I forgot about that artwork. Low-key just because I did actually get an e-arc of this one, so I do need to read it. You know, it's been out since like October, November time and I still haven't read it. I am slowly catching up on e-arcs. Slowly. I've got a couple that I did read but I just haven't written the reviews for yet, so I'm going to try and do that. But I'm off work next week, which yay. But yeah, so yes, I'm hoping this one wins, but if one of the others wins it's not so bad. Although this one is like the chunkiest one, it's like over 550 pages. This one is like just over 350 pages, and then I'm not sure how many pages Which is Barcelona is because it's an ebook. But yeah, I will maybe catch up with you later, maybe catch up with you tomorrow. So it's a lot later. I had ice cream to try and numb this. Yeah. But updates. So I read today's pages of Magnus Chase. Action is happening. I mean, we're halfway through. Kind of obvious that action was gonna start happening. I love Alex. I think Alex might be my favourite character. It was Alex and Hearthstone, but Hearthstone's not in this book as much at this point. So it's Alex. They are amazing. I love them. So there's that. And then on the poll, I decided to take Rule of Wolves and not put that on the poll. Instead I just put Kingdom of the Wicked and Witches of Barcelona. And I shouldn't have really been surprised that Kingdom of the Wicked won. So I wasn't really surprised this one, but part of me was like, I want it to be this, and then part of me was like, I want it to be Witches of Barcelona, which is why I did a poll, because I am indecisive. But I made progress. I read the first 115 pages, so pretty good. But I'm really enjoying this. So I'm pretty sure I did already know this from the blurb, but I think this might be an enemies to lovers, and if it is, I'm even more here for it. So she so like, this isn't a spoiler, it's in the blurb. So her sister has been found dead, and Amelia has now met Wrath, who is one of the princes of hell. So yeah, not going to say much more than that, but I'm very excited for this. The fact that I have owned this book, well, I've had the e-arc since like October, maybe September, and I've owned the book since like the physical book since like October or November, and I'm only just getting around to reading it. This is peak me. That is all the reading updates I have for you today. I'm so tired and it's not even 11 o'clock, so I'm gonna try to sleep. This has been like knocking me out completely, which is good, but it's also bad because I'm still not getting like a great night's sleep because I'm in so much pain. But anyway, I'm not gonna start whining again about my throat because I've done that a lot this week. So yeah, I will possibly catch up with you tomorrow, if not Friday. Hello, it is Friday, but technically already Saturday because it's like midnight. I do have updates. My throat is still hurting. It's still swollen here and it still hurts to swallow, but I don't think it's as bad. I've decided that if it's still like it on Monday, I am going to call my doctor about it, because usually it does not last more than a week. So if it's still like it on Monday, then maybe going to need antibiotics, which I don't want. But anyway, books. Today I finished Magnus Chase and the Ship of the Dead. This was my book for Sweden for Eurovisionathon. This was the final book in the trilogy and I really loved this trilogy. This was so close to being a 5-star. It was a 4-star, but a very, very high 4-star. I really enjoyed this. I still love Alex. Alex is my favourite character, hands down. But what I love about Rick Riordan, he does it with Percy Jackson and he does it with Magnus Chase. He sort of like breaks the fourth wall. So like Magnus will be saying something, because obviously it's from Magnus's point of view, and then it will be like he's stopping to talk to us, and I really like that, because I'm pretty sure Percy does that as well in the Percy Jackson books. But turns out we should have actually read the Heroes of Olympus series before reading this. Oops. But luckily there's not too many spoilers. There's like the odd thing which isn't really a spoiler. It's something minor that I'm guessing happens in Heroes of Olympus. But I'll definitely be reading Heroes of Olympus next, and then Kane Chronicles, and then Trials of Apollo. I'll read the rest in order. So I finished that, and then I did make progress on Kingdom of the Wicked. Jade is doing Patreon sprints at the moment, and I am on page 209, so I'm literally just over halfway through. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm really excited to see how this one goes. And then I am hoping Fairy Loot are gonna do an edition of the sequel to match. I think this is only a duology, I think. But yeah, so that's my reading updates. My plan for tomorrow, or today, is to finish this. I've got 160 pages left, so it's very doable. I was thinking I might try and squeeze in the audiobook for Cersei, because if I listen to it on double speed, it's like 6 hours. And then obviously tomorrow evening is Eurovision, so I'll be watching that. So I think I might just stick with just finishing this. I am going to go to bed now because I am really tired, and I've got an early start tomorrow because I need to do my usual trip to the post office and Asda. So yeah, I will catch up with you tomorrow when hopefully I'll have some updates. Also, I need to film tomorrow, which is going to be interesting with this. We'll see. It is Saturday and I don't have any reading updates for you yet. I am going to be hopefully finishing the last 160 pages of Kingdom of the Wicked very soon, but I thought I'd just give you a bit of an update because I have some mail. One of the things I got the other day and I completely forgot to show you. So Neve over on Instagram, her like Bookstagram account is Until the Last Star, and she has just opened up her own Etsy shop. I can't remember if I showed them off in one of my vlogs. I know I put it on my Instagram stories, but she actually, before she opened her store, she asked me if I would mind her sending me a couple of her like samples of scrunchies and me just like letting her know what I thought of them. So she sent those and I absolutely love them. They're amazing. I've been wearing them a lot recently. And she opened her store the other day, so of course I had to buy something, and she just sent me a little note which I thought was really nice, just saying like thank you for testing her first scrunchies and placing an order. So this I bought with my own money. It's not gifted or anything, I bought it with my own money, but you can check out her store on Instagram. So her Instagram handle is Bringin' May Flowers. I will put the link to the Instagram and the Etsy store in the description box below. She has literally just opened the store, so she is building up her range, but I saw this one and couldn't not get it. So this is the Alina Starkov, and it is just, if that is not Alina, I don't know what is. It's beautiful and it feels so nice, and I have been wearing it today, but I took it off so that I could show you it. So now I can put it back in my hair and it's pretty. I like it. I really love these scrunchies and I'll definitely be ordering more. Maybe when I get paid, maybe I'll wait. But I also got some more it's not book mail, it's kind of book mail, but it's not books. If you order from her store, you might know what this is. So this is my Grace and Honey order. Becca over at Becca and the Books. This is her candle shop. I finally got my hands on a bundle I've been wanting to get for ages, and that is the Crescent City bundle. So we have the Umbra Mortis, Light It Up, Through Love All Is Possible, I've Got You, and this is my favourite one scent wise. They all smell amazing, but this is the best one in my opinion. It is Starborn. This has such a strong smell, and honestly I imagine this is what Hunt would smell like, and I'm here for it. So yeah, I got these candles and I love them so much. And I'm so glad Becca put them in her restock, because I've been looking out for these for ages, and they either come back in stock when I don't have money, or I just miss the restock. And I finally did not miss a restock, and I'm really happy about that. So I think I've done this too tight. So I have just filmed a couple of videos. I am really digging my eyeshadow today. I tried to do the Buy Flag because and it's not great, but for my first attempt I think it's okay. But yeah, I thought I would just come in and give that update. I am now going to go try and finish Kingdom of the Wicked, because I've got 160 pages left and I really want to finish it today, because then that will be my Italy book for Eurovisionathon done. And then it's Eurovision tonight and I'm so excited. Oh, so excited. But yeah, I will catch up with you later. It is a lot later. It's like gone midnight. My makeup is like a mess now, but I thought I'd give you an update and wrap this vlog up. I did finish Kingdom of the Wicked. I finished it 20 minutes before Eurovision started. This was my book for Italy, who won Eurovision this year. This was a 4-star. Absolutely loved this. Although the ending, I'm still a bit unsure about. I'm not sure if I liked the ending, but I'm definitely intrigued for Kingdom of the Cursed, which comes out later this year, I think. Maybe next year. But yeah, really enjoyed this and really glad I read this. I should not be in love with a Prince of Hell, but here I am willing to give my love to Wrath. Do I need help? Jury's still out on that one. So with that, Eurovision is finished. Eurovisionathon is finished now. I read 18 of the 39 books, and I did DNF another one. So I completed 18, DNF'd one, didn't read 20, which wasn't as good as I wanted to, but it's still pretty good for a month. And then I have just watched Eurovision, and it was so good. The UK got 0 points overall, and I shouldn't find that as funny as I do, but I find it hilarious because I genuinely do not care. Also, the UK's entry was not the best, so not shocked that we, you know, didn't do well anyway, even though we wouldn't have because everyone hates us, and understandably so. But I did have a top 10. Finland were number 1 for me, and unfortunately they did not win, but they did do pretty well, which I'm really happy about, and I think I found a new band that I love. Italy's band was absolutely amazing though. They were in my top 10 as well, and I did originally because I tweeted my top 10 in order, and Italy was number 9, but the more I hear Italy's song, the more I'm like, actually I could get down to this, like this song is good. So yeah, I'd probably bump them up if I changed it, but they were amazing. They weren't better than Finland in my opinion though, like Finland were. But yeah, I am going to take my makeup off. It is now the end of Eurovisionathon. I've had so much fun. Thank you so much to Helen for creating this and hosting it. It's been amazing. I've had the best time, and we did like a little watch party live tweeting thing on a group chat, like loads of people that had taken part in Eurovisionathon, and that was really fun. So again, thanks Helen. But it's gone midnight, which means it's now the start of the Royal Readathon, a royal celebration. But I'm not going to talk about that now because that's going to be in the next vlog. I am going to vlog Sunday to Saturday this week because obviously all the days of Royal Readathon. But yeah, I'm going to go take this makeup off because it is terrible now, and I'm going to go to bed because I'm tired. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you next time. Bye!